Hi, my name's Tina Spalding and I'm a trance channel. Hi subscribers. It is December 31st, 2015 and I'm going to ask Jesus to give us a New Year's message, and I will take a few breaths. You'll see me go quiet and then he will come through and we'll see what he has to say about the new year. I'm excited to hear what he has to say. I'll see you at the end of the session. I am that one you know as Jesus, and I have returned to bring teachings through this being. You ask why? Why would I come through another being? Why would I not be physically manifested in form as I was before? Well, that journey has already taken place. I have done my time as a physical being on your plane, and it is something you do not go back to unnecessarily. It is a challenging world that you live in the physical. It is a challenging game having that low frequency experience. And when I was in physical form on the earth plane so many years ago, I had the same struggles that you have. I had the same fears and worries in my ordinary existence. But when I was enlightened, when that, what you call Holy Spirit, came down into my consciousness, I had a shift in my ability to see. I had a shift in my ability to heal, and I had a complete shift in the frequency that my body held. It took me some time to get used to it, and that few years that you recall as my ministry was that time. But during that time, I touched the hearts and minds of many beings. In public, I was living in a patriarchal society and there were few women around. It was the way of the times, and it was important for me to comply so that I was not getting anybody in trouble, so that I was not endangering any women's lives. But I had a second ministry. I had a ministry for women, and it was done in private homes, and it was done after dark when these beings would not get in trouble. And my message to you this year is about equality. My ministry was equal. It was not visualized, it was not seen that way, it was not envisioned that way by those who were on the ground watching. But for those beings who were open, for those beings who were curious, I had time and I had the words for them. And there were many women who were my friends, and there were many women whom I taught. My partner was my equal. She was a student of spirit as I was, and she became enlightened in her own life later on, of course, not at the same time as I did. This story is briefly covered in the book Jesus, my autobiography, that was written through this being. And we would ask you to read that book. It is important for your society to read that book. And as we go into this new year, we want you to begin to become more focused on equality. Your world cannot thrive until women's voices are heard. Your world cannot thrive until the feminine is as respected as the masculine. You have a long way to go. But for all of you who are listening here, men and women both, for the women, we want you to become more focused on developing yourself. We want you to educate yourself. We want you to learn. We want you to grow. We want you to look after your physical structure. And we want you to listen to your guidance system so that when you are inspired to do something, you do it. And for the men in the audience, we would like you to begin to see where you are less than respectful. Are you using harsh words, or are you brushing aside women's opinions? We want you to help your sisters and your wives and your daughters to become stronger. We want you to help them be heard. This is one of the most important things that has to take place on your planet at this time. There are women everywhere on your planet that are being oppressed. and abused and raped. And we want those of you that are watching violence against women for fun or for entertainment in the secrecy of your own home on computer screens to know that when you watch violence against women or poor treatment of women or exploitation of women for fun, you are contributing to the desperate plight of women around the world. It is not an innocent pastime. So you may think that this is a heavy subject for the new year, but we ask you to make this the year that you refuse to stand by and watch women being abused, that you refuse to stand by and listen to jokes in poor taste. We want this year to be the year that you help fund a school for girls in Africa, a year where you help little girls to become stronger rather than just beautiful. Your society is very, very distorted, and you think it isn't patriarchal anymore, but it is. You must all work together to create equality, because it is not until you are equal, completely equal, that this world that you live on can stand a chance. You must respect your daughters, your wives, your mothers, yourselves. And so that is our challenge for you this year, to begin to make this the year of equal opportunity for all humans, whether they be male or female. We ask you to dedicate some money to assisting underprivileged women, underprivileged girls, for it is going to be your salvation. The feminine rising up into an equal power is going to be what stops your wars. It is going to be what stops your divorces. And it is one of the things that is going to save your environment, because women care more about nurturing than men do. The way you are trained in this society is very violent and sexist. And we want you now to begin to become aware of that and refuse to participate in that. So if you are doing more than your fair share of housework, ladies, we'd like you to have the courage to point that out to your partner and ask him to act a little more equally in that department. And husbands, if you find that you are out at work far more than the partner that you have, encourage her to get a part-time job. Encourage yourself to work a little bit less and help more in the family. It is about balance. It is about respect. It is about honoring each other in all ways. Let this be the year that you create equality in your mind and heart, and eventually you will see it in the world. I am that one you know as Jesus, and I am for equal rights. I am what you would call a feminist, I suppose. We prefer humanist, but until it is balanced, we need feminists, and I am one of those. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I ask you to bring into being this year a vision of equality for this world. There is so much pain and suffering happening because of these inequalities that this is one of the most important issues of your time. We will speak to you again. Okay, feminist Jesus, yay. Okay, Happy New Year. I'll see you again soon. Bye.